Welcome, guys. Today is another exciting day where we are going to talk to someone who has defined, how to grow in your career. She has trained over, I think, 500,000 leaders. She has trained people who have won global awards for journalism. She is creating impact. And if there is something that you want to learn, want to grow in your career, then this is the episode that you cannot miss. We are talking to Pauline today, and I'm super excited to have this conversation with her. Let's welcome Pauline. Hi, Pauline, how are you?
Fine, fine. Thank you very much, Reena, for having me here.
I'm grateful to you for sparing this time with me and with the viewers who are going to learn so much today. Now, I would like you to talk about yourself, because I think I have given a very brief intro and you deserve so much more.
Thank you, thank you. So my name is Pauline Kariathe. So I'm an executive leadership coach as well as career and life coach.
Right.
I'm passionate about people development. So I've been the HR and people development space for the last 29 years.
Wow.
So next year will actually be my 30th year.
It needs us a big celebration, right?
Yes. So I spent 21 years in corporate, and now this is my 9th year in entrepreneurship and consulting. So
Amazing.
I started out an organization called Talent Gurus at 254
Okay.
when I got out of corporate. And it was as a response of a challenge that I saw in the market space. Yeah. So while I was in corporate, there were two key challenges that I saw repeatedly over those 21 years when I was been managing people. And interestingly enough, when I was in corporate, I used to say, why can't somebody out there solve this problem?
Correct.
Until I realized that actually
Not so
it
much,
was
it
for
is
me
you.
to solve. So what were the two key problems I saw? So every time we would interview, like out of every 10 people, 8 people had pursued courses that were different from the careers that they were doing, and which is a
Right.
common thing.
I think even me, I have observed that. Like
Yes.
whenever I take interviews,
Yes.
I
People
think it's a
have
trend
done-
that they do something, but they come for any, because
they
I
do.
think to some extent unemployment is also responsible for that. They just want the job.
Yes. So that still eventually becomes a problem. Yeah.
course.
Because of the fact is, for me, what it told me is that a lot of people are spending a lot of time and money investing in courses that they will not eventually
Going
pursue.
to pursue.
Yeah. So for me, what it read was that's time wastage as well as money
Right.
and resources that are being wasted. The other key challenge that I also saw in the workspace is, as HR, we would put in a lot of programs to help engage our staff, to motivate our staff. And what would happen is that, irrespective of the good trainings, the good reward and compensation schemes would put in place, the good culture change programs would have, there are still people who would still come to work not motivated.
Right.
And I would
Right.
always wonder, okay, so what more can we do for you if you still can't come to work motivated? And so that took me into a journey, because I naturally, I'm a thinker, I'm curious. So it took me to try to understand human beings, to
Right.
try and understand what motivates people,
Right.
and what it also took me to understand why are certain people more motivated in life than others. And so I started connecting dots. And then I came across a survey that had been done and has still been done by Gallup survey on employee engagement globally.
Right.
And repeatedly over years, it has shown that 87% of people who work in the workspace globally do not enjoy what they do. So it's not even a Kenyan problem.
It's not. It's a global
It's a
problem.
global crisis. Yeah. So the numbers with time have improved from 87 to about 84.
Oh,
See that the numbers are
such
still
a
high.
big
And so it
gap.
told me that the problem I was seeing in the workspace was not unique to just Kenya. But it's actually a global issue. And for me, it took me now on a journey to start looking for possible solutions. And actually, that's how
Amazing.
Talent was born. Yeah.
Is so
To solve
good of you to even think about those problems. And I think that courage to do something about it, because I think a lot of people see the problem, like the way you said, even at work we say, why can't someone just tell? But maybe it's you, you have to do
Yes.
something about it.
Yes, because they say the problem that you mostly complain about is a problem you should be solving.
Correct.
So even for you, if you know the thing that really irks you, that's actually the problem you need to be solving.
Of course.
Yeah. So even before I decided to get out of corporate,
Yeah, I was about to. How did you do that? I mean, isn't it like tough, that
daunting.
dilemma? It
Yes.
goes, back and forth.
Yes, it was a daunting task, but I remember, I truly believe that God created us, and God created each one of us with a clear purpose.
Right.
And so if you really want to know your purpose, you still have to go back to God. So that's my early 30s. I started working early. So I started working from my university days. So by the time I was getting to 30, I'd already worked over 10 years.
Right.
And so for me, by that time, I started getting that fatigue of and asking God, is this it? Is that what you created me for?
Exactly.
To go to work?
I think
to get
I
paid
see a pattern.
and then repeat.
Now I see a pattern for successful leaders here, that whoever asks this question, is it this what I'm supposed to do, are the ones who actually dig
Do
deep
something.
and
Yes.
then they do something about it.
Yes. So for me, in my early 30s, I started now questioning the purpose of life.
Right.
Because I asked myself, I don't think we were created to just work hard,
go
pay
to work,
bills,
and
repeat, get children, families, and repeat and grow old and die.
True.
I don't think that's what we were created for. So I got this inner feeling that there's something greater, that I was created for more. And so I went on to a search to find it.
Right.
And so during that process, in my early 30s, I went through a personal crisis that forced me to go through some deep coaching.
Reflection.
Yes, some coaching, some deep self-discovery, trying to understand myself better. And through that pain, I actually now discovered myself, okay, so I actually carry much more than I thought. Yeah, because sometimes we can be defined by what we do. Correct. But we're actually much more than what we do.
Course, yeah.
Yeah. So I went into a deeper self-discovery. So I did a lot of coaching, life coaching. That's when I came across life coaching for the first time. Then I also
did. You went for a life coaching. You did it for
yes.
Okay.
So there were early programs on life coaching in the country. So I started going for some of them. And I started gravitating towards it, that thing of trying to find yourself, digging deeper, understanding your past, how your past has defined who you are. Yeah. So I did certain programs that were available in the market, did some therapy also. And then now that's when the dots started connecting.
Right.
And when I went through that process, my own personal journey, is when I realized that actually, for you to move forward, you really have to do some self-work. Exactly. A lot of self-work. Yeah. And actually I discovered that once I went through the life coaching is when now I started finding me. Because I had been defined by what people said about me.
Correct.
And what the world said about me.
Right.
And what I was able to achieve. But as I went through the life coaching process, the real me started emerging. I started seeing my strengths. I started owning them. I also started knowing what my weaknesses are. Yeah. What motivates me? What are my key drivers? What is my value system? So I went through that process. Wow. And through that is when I realized, actually, this is an area that has been totally not taught.
Correct.
And this is the area that many people struggle with. Yeah. And so for me, I made a mental note and realized that actually, this is the reason why a lot of people will go through life not ever getting to know what they truly carry.
Actually, yeah.
And that's why even famous people like Miles Monroe, who said that, yes, the graveyard is full of unwritten stories and unwritten books.
Right.
It's because many people actually will die
all that,
with their gifts unwrapped.
Yeah. I think even Robin Sharma emphasizes that a lot, that if you are on your deathbed, do you want to have that thing in mind that what if I would have written that book? What would have
That's
happened?
it.
What
That's
change
it.
you could have made in
Yeah.
the world?
But I don't think you can get to that higher level of taking those risks of writing that song, writing the play, writing the book that you want to do, right?
Creating that
until
music.
you truly have embraced who you truly are. You understand?
Right.
Yeah. So that was the initial journey of just finding me. So it was pain that actually took me to do therapy, to coaching, and then after which I found myself. And then now that's when I recruited to now become a coach. And that was actually the inaugural coaching program here in Kenya. I think I was cohort number 3. Yeah, I did that with Career Connections.
Okay.
Yeah, to become an executive leadership coach. That was in 2012. I qualified as a leadership coach.
Okay.
And at that point, even people didn't know what coaching was. Yeah, it was
Correct.
still a
Even
very
right
new
now,
thing.
I don't think many people know. You know, the gap is still, it's
Yes.
getting closer, but we are still not
Yes,
there.
at least now more and more people are getting to understand what it is.
And it is
But
required. That is
yes.
one of the tools that you can use
Yes.
for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, but that time it was a
Completely
totally foreign thing.
Concept.
And so for me, this whole journey has been a journey of seeking God and God leading my way. So He's just been taking me to the right spaces, to meet the right people at the right
Correct.
time,
Correct.
doing the right courses.
Once you're aligned.
Yes, once
think
you're
that's-
aligned with
that's
God, He
yeah.
actually just guides you. And so for me, in terms of, so I actually had to now get certified. So I did my executive leadership coaching course. Then I also did a lot of leadership development programs, because by then I had sought God. I had even done personal retreats just to get clarity
Right.
on what my purpose is.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got clarity, so my initial glimpse of what I needed to do was to develop 2 programs. And so I developed, my initial program was a youth program, a youth finishing program,
Okay.
to help young people get into careers from the right careers from the get-go.
Perfect.
So that was what I was garnering to prepare. So by the time I was getting out of corporate. But by then I also felt I needed to also get to the pinnacle of my career before I left.
Right.
So at that time I had not yet gotten to the top of my career. But now in 2012, I also got now to HR directorship.
Wow.
I went and did that for 3 years at Standard Media Group. And then that's when I realized, actually, you've been doing this job. It's just that you didn't have the title. And so for me, I felt
Correct.
that actually there's nothing new that I'm still learning.
Correct.
And so I did it for 3 years. And then I decided, you know what, it's time for me to actually now get out and actually take the bull by the horns and do what I need to be doing.
Wow.
And I felt that
was that courage, yeah?
Yes. So I'd felt that I'd done HR for over 2 decades. So there was nothing really new I was learning. So I just felt, you know what? Why not start a new path that will challenge me, that will grow me? And for sure, it really did challenge me. It totally took me on a clear new path. And it was like now rebuilding my skills again.
Right.
Yeah. So I really had to re-upskill now again.
Correct.
And so now that I had done my executive leadership coaching, now I met the real world.
Correct.
I started coaching
It's
real
different,
people.
yeah? When you're working for someone,
In-house, yes.
yeah, and then when you are, it's like
And when you're out.
the whole exposure is different.
And so now I went and I met real people with real problems, and some people who are really stuck. Yeah. And I remember my first paying client, I coached him and I was like, gosh, the gentleman was not moving, yeah, in terms of progress, yeah. Yeah. So he was so stuck, and I was like, okay, is it me who's not coaching right, or is there a problem? Yeah. And so for me, what it did, it even pushed me now to go back and re-upskill, and now that's how I even got into life coaching.
Okay.
Because I realized sometimes we can focus so much on coaching the person and focus on the challenge without you remembering that actually there's a person behind the problem.
Correct.
And usually now, after I did life coaching, what it did is it made me realize that many problems are actually not the problem. The person is where the challenge is. So you need to be able to address the person first so that you can be able to solve the problem.
Wow.
And so it actually just shifted my coaching in terms of how I see people and how I coach people. Yeah, and for me, anytime we start coaching, the first thing we will have to address is you. And remember, the first problem I had said and I'd seen early in my career was understanding self.
Correct.
And so that's how core it is to understand yourself in the whole personal development and personal effectiveness journey. So that's been my journey. So once I got out, I developed the youth program. And with the youth program, that was in 2016. I took 2016 to develop the content and the modules and the programs.
You have your own, a trademark program for...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we developed the program. So the youth program is called the Ignite Youth Leadership Program.
Okay.
Yeah. And that one we launched the first time in 2017.
Okay.
And our major key client was actually the M-Pesa Foundation, Safaricom M-Pesa Foundation, the students in that school. We did that for about 3.5 years before they changed their curriculum. And we were able to now start preparing young people into their careers. Now we have alumni of that program who are now in their careers of choice and of passion.
Nice.
And they're really passionate about what to do.
It's so, soul fulfilling, isn't it?
To actually see what you saw as theory now become real practical, and it's actually effective in people's lives. Then we did that before COVID. Then come COVID, the schools closed.
Right.
So we couldn't access the students. So remember, initially I had developed 2 programs. So the second program was to address the second group of people, the 87% of people who work, who don't like their jobs. And so it was a perfect time to actually launch now the Ascend Self-Leadership Program.
It's called Ascend.
Ascend.
Yeah, right.
And now Ascend is for professionals, especially because whoever taught us about careers? Nobody. I wish there was someone who could have guided that. Yes. This is what you do.
Because actually that happened to me. I was feeling stuck. Eventually when you start off your career, you're learning and you're growing and you get promotions and you're happy that, I'm doing good. After some time, I'm seeing I'm just stuck on that position. I'm not doing anything else.
Know.
And I don't know what to do with that. So that is I can relate.
So for me, I remember my frustration always in HR was I had the answers, but I could see the employees sometimes are struggling. So I would help the ones I could. Then I'm wondering, why can't somebody just create a program out there to help people?
Correct.
So I went out, I created it.
Amazing.
And so now during COVID, when there was a shutdown, Zoom came in.
Yes.
And that's how we launched Ascend.
Right.
And so we started Ascend with a group of 80 women from the UN in Ethiopia. And it was 80 women. I remember we trained them.
How did you handle such a big group?
No, there were 2 groups. It's very doable.
Okay.
Yeah. So we did the 2 groups. Yeah. It was a 2-month period during COVID. And the program actually has 4 modules. Yeah. And we took them through it. And I remember, as I look at this, so before COVID, my biggest challenge was executing training was expensive because of venues.
I do agree.
Yes, venues.
I do agree.
Trying to get people into the venue, even for companies just to organize for trainings for people to come online.
That is also one of the reasons why many people don't go for it. Because at my workplace, when I see there are talented people who are working on sales, some coaching will actually take them to the next level. They can be good sales managers or even accounting or whatever the department is. But that cost is
a deterrent.
Yeah.
So now, what COVID did is that it slashed that cost.
Yeah, because of the online.
And so what it is that it democratized learning. And you could see now I could do training with people in Ethiopia. I could do training with people in Australia. And so that was the launch of Ascend.
Amazing.
And we were able to now start Ascend. So since COVID, Ascend has been going on every alternate month
Okay.
since then.
Okay.
So right
And
now
is
we're
there
like,
any like you go with organizations or it's
it's
individuals?
an open program. So
Okay.
we also customize for organizations. So we've also had organizations come
Okay.
and we've customized for their staff, irrespective of which country they are in. Yeah, so we've even done for like organizations like MasterCard. We've done for their employees, over 10 countries in Africa, including Canada. Yeah, that was, we started it out with also the UN, where we did across Ethiopia.
Right.
Right now, we've done 45 cohorts of that program.
Wow.
And it's still going on. We've done about 947 people, candidates who've gone through that program.
Great.
Yeah, over
Your
19
numbers are
countries.
crazy. Over 19 countries, over 500,000
Yeah,
leaders.
but it's, you see, it's
Amazing.
compounding. That small little effect that you just remain consistent, it compounds with time.
Correct.
I'm surprised myself that we've gone into 45 cohorts.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, it's just for me, the reason why we keep going is just to hear those stories of transformation.
Correct.
Yeah, the way people who didn't believe in themselves, once they come to the program, they totally change how they view themselves because they've discovered self. Yeah, and then
So it is something that you have designed yourself,
yes,
isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
So maybe I didn't tell you my background. I'm actually a trained teacher.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
I did education in my undergraduate, but I didn't
You
take
were born
education.
to teach
Yes.
the world.
Yes, I was born to be a teacher, but I detoured and got into HR.
Right.
But now
finally
after
it again-
21 years, I'm back to my original passion, which is teaching.
Wow.
Yes, so that is why I'm able to now design programs, to actually come up with curriculums, and be able to even structure it in a way that it will be effective for the people who are attending the program. Yeah, because in terms of the education principles, the learning principles that I've been trained, but also it was the same principles that I used also when I was managing training talent for organizations. Yeah, so it all has come together. Yeah, with time.
I think all rich experience that you have been having, everything put in together.
It has all come together.
So I think it's like a gold mine.
With time. Yes.
Yes. So tell me, what I want to know is, now you have been doing this for some time. You see the pattern, the way the new generation comes up, what we have been doing. Sometimes it was easy because at I think millennials level we were trained to listen and accept, and maybe that more of. But now Gen Z, they question a lot. What difference do you see in now training this kind of generation on the challenges? Yeah,
the younger generation.
Yeah.
So for me, I actually look at it as a breath of fresh air. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I think they are curious, they are young, they are tech savvy.
Right.
There's so much we can learn from them.
Of course.
Also as the older generation, yeah?
Right.
Yeah. So for me, I am very curious every time I interact with them.
You have done any programs for them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So they even come for the open programs also.
Okay.
Yeah. The ones who are very forward thinking, they'll still come into the programs.
Correct.
Because for them,
they know the vision that at one point of time I will have to do this.
They want to focus and plan much earlier. Yeah, so for me, when I deal with the younger generation, that I have a Gen Alpha, and then there's Gen Z.
Yes, Gen Alpha is another
Gen Alphas are even more.
Another new.
They have questions from here to Timbuktu.
Yeah.
They're constantly curious. Constantly curious. So for me, I keep an open mind and I like to listen to them. I like to hear their point of view. And I also allow them to teach me what they are learning. Yeah, because in terms of tech, I don't think we can compete with them. Yeah, so I think it's a give and take. Yeah, for all generations. Yeah, because everybody has value. So they can also gain from our wisdom, but we can also gain from their also new tech learning skills. Yeah, high tech learning skills. But do
you find difficult for training them, or they are still open?
You see, I think the thing
is, pattern you have.
I think you see with my time spent with training and also coaching people from diverse backgrounds, the thing that I've learned is also just to accept people the way they are.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So there's no group I'll say that really gives me headache. Yeah,
Right.
because I think I've come across
A lot of
very many different kinds of profile of people. Yeah, so there's a way I'm able to connect with people at various levels. Yeah, and various backgrounds also. Yeah. So I'm able to break through.
Okay. Great. And now, as you know, even the career, the definition of career is changing. A lot of entrepreneurship is coming in. People don't want to, even me for that matter, though being a millennial, I would not like to be, full-time employed for my life. Yeah. So, how do you see the trend change, and what do you think? I mean, I know your program might be, you must have thought over it, but do you see a change of trend, and how should we cope up with it, like for the organizations as well?
Yes. So actually, it's one of the modules that we look at, the future of work.
Okay.
Yeah, and careers in the fourth industrial revolution.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
because careers are changing.
Correct.
Yeah, so this is a course that we started training from 2021 when COVID happened.
Okay.
And there were certain things that we were predicting would happen.
Okay.
And now have happened.
It has happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a simple example was that flexi jobs will come in. The gig economy is going to come in.
Correct.
And right now, that's
You
actually
already
the
knew
trend.
that something like that will
Yes,
happen.
that's what we were predicting would happen. And now it has already happened. Yeah. And actually, it's predicted by 2027, the permanent and pensionable jobs actually been eradicated. So it's the gig economy.
Correct.
So it's more of how have you positioned yourself and your skill sets in the market space to be able to be competitive.
Right.
Yeah. So it's no longer that cushy job you're comfortable with.
Yes, and
that you keep reporting
I will have
8 to 5.
salary.
That model is no longer sustainable.
Correct.
And more organizations are realizing it's not going to be sustainable.
Correct.
And for you to remain competitive globally, you need to be able to look at talent now globally. Are you picking the best across the world?
Right.
Because now you're no longer just looking at Kenya as a market space. You're looking at the world.
Right.
Yeah. So it's how are you going to position yourself? So now organizations will have to flip their models in terms of how they source for their talent and how they are retaining their talent. And so now we're moving to key talent, and which is now the gig economy. Is what key talent is doing is it's going to share out its time. So it's like for me now, I work for like maybe 4 or 5 organizations at the same time. Yeah. Before I used to work for one organization. But now the thing is, the more marketable you are, the more demand for your skills. Do you understand?
Of course, I would love to do that for that matter.
Yes.
I spend 2 days at one organization, another 1 day with another, another 2 days I keep it for myself for my doing my podcast or writing a book.
You feel more engaged
and more fulfilling.
Yeah, because sometimes you sitting in that one organization, maybe you're not fully being utilized.
Of course, it happens. That is the reality.
Yeah. And you see the various challenges for organizations are stimulating different skill sets that you have.
Right.
So that's why you see the push for people looking for their purpose is now higher.
Correct.
Because now people have become more discerning about who they are. Remember, more and more people are now doing coaching, more and more people are finding themselves. So more and more people are realizing, actually, I'm barely utilizing what I have.
Of course.
Yeah, and that's why the rise of entrepreneurship now
is coming in.
That's why the rise of entrepreneurship, because people have realized, actually, I have great capacity. Correct. Before, and I can tell you, like when I was working, I was those loyal employees. I would work for the employer.
Correct.
So I would get into the workspace at maybe 7:30, and I would leave the workspace maybe 7. Can you see those are many hours?
Wow.
But that's one organization. Yeah. And you're just focused on just solving that organization's challenges. But now, as an entrepreneur, I have realized the value of time.
Of course.
Yeah. So every hour is billable time. Can you imagine?
Right.
So you can imagine how many hours you have in a day.
Correct.
And if you maximized it well, how much
you can
more productive you can become.
And how much more impact also you can create.
Yes.
Sitting in one organization, you are still helping the team,
Yes.
you are helping the
Yes.
place, but there is so much more for you
There's
to do.
so much. So for me, that's what now it did for me. When I shifted now into entrepreneurship, it opened the horizons for me. Now, I'm no longer working for one organization, I'm working for as many as I can.
Correct.
But the other thing is I'm more intentional and I use my time more useful.
Correct.
Yeah. More impactful and more usefully. Yeah. So my 2 hours are very important. So I always tell people, by the time I come to see you,
You
it
better
is
be
very
ready.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah, because time, as
Value
they say,
time.
is
Value is
actually
money.
time is money.
Yeah.
So once you realize the value of time, then you ask yourself, and if you can divide how much you're earning per hour,
Yeah.
that's when you now know your true value.
True.
And that's why now entrepreneurs are now rising. People
Correct.
have realized the value of time.
Yeah. This generation is
Yeah,
smart.
they are smart.
They are
They've
smart.
realized actually
And the rise of technology
I can
also.
earn what I'm earning for a month in a week.
Correct.
Do you understand?
And then I have rest of the
Yes.
week to do my
I can
other
do-
activities.
I can
what I
even
want to
travel.
do. Travel.
So a lot of people even did travel and all those things they have on their bucket list because they are working more effectively, not working hard.
Correct.
So like for me, when I was working those 12 hours, I was working hard, not
Yep.
smart.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So it's now how are you utilizing that time space that you have
Yep.
to maximize that your time, so that which can even lead you to achieve your objectives faster
Yeah.
and leave you now to do all those other leisure things that you
That
have
you
always
wanted.
wished to do. Yeah.
Right. So from organizations' point of view, what should they be start looking at it or planning for? Because there are large organizations which they can afford to look for a global talent. But what about the SMEs? How should they look at it?
So
Or if they have to change their perspective, because currently they just want this, they're still on that old method and
mentality.
Yeah.
Okay. So for now, they might still get away with keeping employees because maybe the choices are not job choices are not as many. But
Yeah.
as the markets open up, and as we know that Africa is the next frontier,
Yeah.
it's with time that demand for your talent will be there.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
because remember they say that the youngest population still sits in Africa.
Of
So
course.
you can still see opportunities will still open up globally
Correct.
for the same young people.
Right.
Yeah. So the thing is for you now to think of how do I ensure that even if my key talent is here, what is my backup plan? What is my talent development strategy?
Yes.
To always ensure that I will have a pipeline of talent, irrespective of if my best talent goes today.
Correct.
Yeah. So those are the strategies people, business
start
owners have
working
to
on.
start thinking about.
Yeah.
So you don't put all your eggs in one basket where you've just trained one person.
Correct.
Yeah. You have to at least ensure that you have a pool, of people who can do exactly what your key talent is doing,
Right.
so that you have a succession plan,
Correct.
so that you're not left flat-footed.
I think this is an amazing tip because people, especially SMEs, need to start working on thinking like this.
Because it's only a matter of time. I can tell you, your key talent, people will come for it. Yeah, the world will offer them much more.
Of course.
Yeah, because
I think remote jobs are also opening up.
That's it. Majority of these young people are doing remote jobs now. Yeah, and because jobs are available globally.
Correct.
Yeah, more and more jobs are getting available globally. So the more they upskill, the more they are more tech savvy and they understand the opportunities available.
Correct.
You
That
find
shift will happen.
the shift is definitely going to happen. So ensure that you have that pipeline. Yeah,
Right.
that
Right.
pool.
Right. And right now, there is no need to tell Gen Zs or this new young talent. They already know. So they are already working on how
They are
to
already
grasp
upskilling.
that opportunity.
They are already upskilling. The majority, actually, I have met so many. They work online. Majority.
Really, yeah.
They are working online. Yeah, with people they have never met, but they work consistently online.
Great.
Yeah, so you can imagine in another 5-10 years, this key talent will be taken up. They are being paid in dollars, so you'll even become more. You won't be able to compete.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Great. That's a great tip, Pauline. There. Now let's talk about women because I think that is one area, even me, I feel that there is so much to be done, and women really struggle because of those those cognitive behaviors that you cannot speak out loud in the meetings, and really they have so much potential but might not just grow the way men can negotiate their salaries. So what is your say tips,
My view.
yeah, your view and tips for them on how they should look at their career and how they can grow?
Yeah. So as I said, as I started my journey, I started out with the youth, helping them with careers. Then I moved into professionals to try and get them engaged. But my new pet subject is women and leadership.
Right.
And the reason why I have decided that it will become a new pet subject is because I realized in my own journey. So I did my MBA in 2005. Yeah, I started my MBA in 2005. Okay. That's 20 years ago, yeah. So I remember in that class, maybe 85% were women.
Wow.
Yes, that time. Can you imagine? And then I have this thing. Every year I develop myself. So I do various courses. I'll do a conference, something just to refresh my mind.
Correct.
Every year. So for continuous learning.
Reading yourself.
Yes, I will always be doing some program or some certification, a professional certification or sort. Yeah. And in every year that I have done, at least 85% of in all those courses are women. So my question to myself, last year I asked myself, where are these women?
Exactly.
These women that I've been constantly going to courses with, who are well trained, who are very confident in what they do.
Yeah.
And actually, even with the Ascend program, majority, if you see the graduates of my program, out of those 900 and something people who have done, I can tell you, men are not even 10% of that population.
So women really want to grow. They want to learn.
Yes, women have developed themselves. So for me, I tried to ask a question. I asked myself the question, so where are these women?
Right.
How come they're not the ones seated in these leadership positions?
Correct.
Because they're well trained, they're well exposed. So what happens when it comes to leadership?
Correct.
And so I went again to do further research, and I discovered that yes, our upbringing, how we were brought up, has actually influenced how we see ourselves getting into leadership.
Correct.
Yeah. So a lot of women were told that you need to, especially I come from a family of girls. Okay. So we didn't have a brother. So we didn't experience this. Yeah. So for us, we were brought up to know that you can be whatever you want to be. Yeah. And so we were also taught how to speak up. Yeah. Yeah. At home, when there's a decision to be made, we would all be involved. Do you understand? Right. That's how my parents brought us up. But when I got into corporate, I realized that there were certain women who were unable to speak up.
Correct. Because
and so with time,
they were not allowed to.
Yes, they were not able to speak up even in their home settings.
Correct.
Because maybe there was a brother who was older who needed to first speak before you speak.
Correct.
And all those protocols. Correct. Yeah, so there's the upbringing, the cultural issues that come in, especially when a girl is being brought up.
Right.
Yeah, so we have a lot of layers that we are trying to go through.
Correct.
Yeah, before we are able to speak up.
Correct.
Yeah. So for me, I looked at the background and I asked myself, okay, so these are, and by the way, I realized that these are challenges that even women who now are married, who have corporate jobs, still struggle with.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And so you see that still, you can know yourself, but you can still be in this culture that now you also have to deal with. You understand? So upbringing, the cultural biases against women. Yeah. Just also not, for some, not even just having done that self-work of understanding who you are and what you carry. So I realized that actually there's some work that is required around women because it's not about competence now.
Right.
So there's something more
right.
other than competence, because competence, that now I know that
You have
women
seen
have been
them, yeah.
developed.
Yes.
Yes, many women have gotten the development. So it took me to on another spiral of just finding out what the real issues are. And so that's how I came across this phenomenon called the imposter syndrome.
Yes.
The imposter syndrome is this feeling that you're always, irrespective of how
Good
qualified you are
Yeah.
and competent you are, you'll always feel like you're not good enough. So even if there's a position that comes and maybe
You would
there's
not
an
even apply
advert,
for it.
yes, there's an advert, most women will not apply if they don't have 100% of the requirements.
Right.
And why? Because remember upbringing, you were told
Yes.
you needed to be perfect.
Correct.
So if you are not at 100, you are not good enough.
Yeah. So there's
you
no
see,
point in
it's-
applying because it will get rejected. Is
So
what
it's ingrained
they
in
have
us.
already.
Yeah, we are ingrained to always seek perfection, yet perfection is not
And a
state.
validation.
Yes, it's not a state that you can ever achieve. There's nothing like perfection.
Correct.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
There's nothing
At my
like-
home also, I say
Yes.
perfection is a myth.
Yes.
Don't try to run
try and
behind
go
it.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's what women have been trying to aspire for, to move towards perfection. That's why they don't apply for those jobs.
Right.
Yeah, and by the way, and unfortunately, our counterparts, even if they're at 40-50%, they'll apply.
Right.
And for them, what they do is you take the opportunity and make it fit for you.
Correct.
Yeah, you learn on the job, which is also okay.
Which, in fact, that is, I think, one of the best. It's also a saying, I don't know, in so many quotes that I read, it is if you see an opportunity, first say yes, and then you learn about it.
Work.
Yeah.
Work on it. And that's what people are looking for, a learning spirit. You understand? Growth mindset.
Correct.
Yeah, and so that's now the flipping of our mindset as women that we have to have. That there's nothing like perfection. That we actually, there's no perfect person. And don't ever try
In fact,
and think
you
that
are
you can
much
be
better
perfect.
choice than
Yes, and
any other
actually you
one
just
who
don't
is-
realize that you're even better.
Correct.
Yeah, you're even well equipped, but it's just that you're not giving yourself that chance to try.
chance.
And then the reason why we don't also try is because once you're given that position, it will put in the limelight. You know, leadership
Correct.
puts in the limelight. So that's why people run away from leadership.
Yeah, there is that
Because you will
fear
be
of success.
scrutinized.
Yeah, there is something called fear of
Yes.
success.
Yes, you'll be scrutinized. Everyone is watching you.
Yeah.
But guess what? Who is perfect? Nobody. So the thing is, you keep trying and you watch people who initially they were not good,
Yeah.
but they have done it. They have tried, with their imperfections, they become good
Right.
at whatever they were trying at. You understand? And so that's the spirit we need to inculcate in women. And so that's how for me it led me now to getting certified to try and to now start coaching women to fight this imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Because this is now what is actually holding people back.
Right.
Yeah, it's actually what is holding great women from having an impact in society. So when you look at our society, we look at politics and leadership. The reason why you don't see so many women is because we are terrified that if we get into those positions and we are criticized, we'll run away.
Yeah.
But there are certain things that you just need to understand. But that first of all, there's no perfection,
Correct.
and also second of all, which I learned is the higher up you go as a woman, the more criticized you will
Yes.
be criticized.
Yes.
So it comes with the territory.
Yes.
So understand that is what
You have to be bold enough
Yes.
to just accept
you
it.
have to learn how to be bold to take on those challenges, and you have to learn how to reframe them. Because remember, by then you know who you are.
Correct. So
no one is going
you
to
should not
define
be
who you are.
defined by
Yes.
their comments or
What
their
they'll tell you.
criticism. Yeah.
Yes, so you will have to build
A strong
thick
inner
hide,
core. Yeah.
a thick hide, but be clear about the kind of impact and the kind of policies you want to impact in the society, so that you can live a better society for
Right.
the next generation.
Right.
So the reason we get into leadership is not so that we are just seen, it's so that we can change lives.
Right.
We can leave structures, and systems that will govern these institutions for a long time, but impact lives, for a long period of time.
Of course.
So that's for me why women, that's for me why my new interest with women, because I truly believe that even the
There's a great
challenges we see
potential.
with politics is just because I think women are lucky.
even office politics,
Yes.
that is what
Leadership.
for me, I will tell you personally, office politics is something that I have changed jobs. Whenever it becomes too much for me to handle, I'll just go ahead and change a job.
Yes.
Because there's nothing much, because I could not fight at that point of time. But now I think, slowly
But you see, the
need to
thing
learn.
about office politics, anywhere there are human beings, politics will be there.
Yeah,
So the thing is not to run away from it, is
Yeah.
to try and understand
correct.
what it is. You will not be the player. You will not be the one who's created the politics, but you have to learn how to navigate it.
Yeah. Navigation.
understand?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's the right word.
Yeah, you need to
learn how to
How to navigate it, because there is nowhere you will not come across
Come across.
politics, provided they are human beings.
Yeah, just
And-
not let
yes.
it in you.
Yeah,
Don't
and the
sink
higher
it
the
into it.
stakes,
Yeah,
the higher the politics. So anyway, you see the stakes are high, politics will be higher.
right.
You understand?
Yeah,
Anywhere there's great influence, you will find there's more politics.
it will
But the
be
thing is, how do you navigate it?
correct.
Yeah, you have to have that ability to learn. Okay, so this is the key influencer. This one, if I get the years and the if I'm able to lobby my ideas before even the meetings, because that's what men do. They lobby before the real meeting happens. So there's a meeting before the meeting,
Right.
and us women, we don't know. We just meet. But actually, for them,
We wait for that
they
meeting.
get buy-in first before they come and sell their ideas.
Right.
So we need to now be able to understand how to navigate that politics so that you can be able to push your ideas,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
and be able to impact in the areas you feel strongly about.
Correct.
Yeah, so it's not to go blindly,
Right.
into these leadership positions,
Right.
but the thing is because we were not trained about it. We were not taught
Right.
the real nitty-gritties about leadership. I remember for myself, I was shocked the first time I got into top leadership, and I was like, my God, I was like, this is not what I signed up for.
Yeah. How do I handle this?
Yeah. But I remember there's a lady, she actually doesn't know, but she really helped me. She came, that time my office was in Mombasa Road. She drove all the way to Mombasa Road. She brought me a book to read. She told me, Pauline, read this book, it will help you. And guess which book it was? By Sheryl Sandberg.
Oh, lean in.
That book. Now, what I was facing that time was exactly what she was facing
Right.
in Microsoft.
Right.
Yeah? And it was that thing of bullying and criticism, especially for a woman leader.
Right.
Yeah. And that was what I was initially at that
Going
point
through.
I was going through in the media house. Yeah. Because when you make a change as a leader, not everybody's happy. So they will put in the blogs. I was in the blogs. I saw even Sheryl Sandberg was in the blog. I said, oh, this is a global thing.
It's
Yeah.
actually it gives you a lot of relief, right?
Yes.
When it is normal
Yes.
that people do this,
So-
and it's not
Yes.
you who is being targeted.
So initially I thought it was a me thing, but I realized actually it comes with the territory.
Yes.
But I remember talking to one of my mentors at that time. It was a male CEO who had been a CEO for very many years, and he told me, let me tell you, if you're in leadership and they don't talk about you,
Then you're not doing your
you are
job.
not doing your job.
Correct.
You're not
Correct.
effective.
I think John Maxwell also
Yes.
emphasizes a lot on that.
So he said, if you're not in the news, just know you're not making any impact.
Any impact.
So actually, you're on the right track.
Right.
Keep at it. What you're doing, keep at it. And so for me, I kept true to what I was doing. Yeah, but it was, and I can tell you, it was not something that wasn't affecting me at that moment. But what I did is I learned how to reframe it in my mind, and I kept on pushing towards the goals that you were trying to achieve.
Yeah, the impact that you want to create.
Yeah, but you see, I had help along the way.
Right.
Yeah, somebody.
But I think at least one person you will get who will come and help you.
Yeah.
If you're actually looking for it. That's the universal
And then
alignment.
somebody who just tells you the right thing at the right time when you need it. Yeah, because that man really reframed my thinking. Because he was like, you know what? If they're not talking about your work, you're making no impact.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that's when I told myself, girl, you just gotta wake up And you're going to wear your big girl panties, and you're gonna push on through. And that's what I did. It was rough. Media, if you've ever worked with media,
No, I've not.
let me tell you, media, if you can do media, you can. I think you can work in any other industry. But I managed to do it. Yeah, and for me, through that process, I realized leadership is not. It's no longer about your competence. Leadership is your ability to influence.
Right.
And so through that job, that is when I was able to realize once you get to the top, it's not about your competence anymore.
Yeah.
It's actually your ability to influence people's minds and mindsets.
Yeah. Like
so
exactly the way John Maxwell says, yeah. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so your skill sets have to change completely. Yeah. So you can't be the leader who comes in, sits on your desk the whole day. No.
Correct.
You're not going to be an effective leader.
Right.
So a leader is the one who's on the ground. The leader is the one who understands people.
Right.
And what motivates people.
Right.
And what their real challenges are. And then your job is to solve those problems. Mm-hmm. And I believe that once you solve people's challenges, that you get to see them as who they truly are. I can tell you, they'll give you the world.
Yeah.
They'll be committed. They'll give you their all. And you will see that you will not struggle in managing people. Yeah.
Great. I think you have also written your own book.
Yes.
Own Your Career. Tell me about that.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. So I've written, I've done 2 books.
Oh,
so one is a journal. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I've written Owning Your Career. That's the first book.
Okay.
And then the second, I've done Living Intentionally journal.
Oh,
yes. Okay. So, but I know more people know about the Owning Your Career book. Yeah. So Owning Your Career book was as a response. So as I'm sure by now you have seen, everything I do, there's a reason.
Right.
Yeah. Right. It's always you're solving a problem. Yeah.
Correct.
So as an entrepreneur, you're always seeing problems and solving them. Yeah. So now when I started the Ascend program and people were have been taking up the program. So I asked myself, what is the tool that I have in the market that can help people who can't afford to come for the programs?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And most of the times, even when I would go to, because I also do a lot of corporate programs, mentorship programs, talks. So every time I would do those talks, everybody would ask me, so where's your book? Every time I would ask, they would ask, where's your book? And so that's when I said, you know what? So actually now after I trained the 80 women from Ethiopia, they all asked me, so where's your book, Pauline? Mm-hmm. We would have bought your book. You're just full of a lot of knowledge. And for me, I was those were 80 women. I could have sold 80 books. The entrepreneur in me. Yeah. So I said, you know what? Actually, I'm going to write this book. So I actually wrote it during COVID.
Oh, right.
So during COVID, after starting off Ascend, then I realized there's a need for me to be able to come up with a book that will help people who can't afford the Ascend program. It's not a direct replica of the Ascend. But
at least it
helps you. It starts you on the journey. Yeah. But it also is also at a cost-effective way of still getting career coaching, because actually the book has coaching questions after each chapter. So it helps people now. And
I think books are really important. At least the ones who have that habit of reading books, they definitely can, learn so much from the.
Yes. Yeah. So, and then it's also a permanent record that you are here also. It's a legacy. Mm-hmm. It's one of those legacy items that you will leave behind.
Right.
Yeah. Which my daughter now can be able to earn from. Yeah. Into perpetuity, isn't it? Yeah. So for me, it was just to give an alternate tool that can help people access career coaching. Yeah. Because coaching sometimes can be seen to be expensive.
Yep.
But it's a cost-effective way. With 2,000 bob, you can still be able to get self-coaching.
Correct.
Because I have also included some self-coaching within the program, within the book. And then 2 years later, then I did the Living Intentionally journal. And this is just basically to help people become more intentional about their life.
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot of people just live life. A day passes, another, a month, a year. Yeah.
Yes.
And it compounds.
Yes.
So it's how do you live intentionally to live out and achieve your objectives. So for me, I help you work it out from the dream stage, from the vision board to the day to day. How do you actually break down big goals to become the day to day? But actually, when you pick the journal, we actually start out from your eulogy.
Okay.
How do you want to be remembered? Yeah. So you live your life the other way around.
Okay.
So you start with the end in mind. So how would you want them to remember you?
Yeah.
What would you want to be read
Correct.
the day you die?
Right.
Yeah. And then I work backwards to date. And are you doing those things that eventually will get there?
Right.
So you become more intentional about the things that you're doing.
Wow.
Become more intentional about the people you're related with and how you're spending your time. So that now your life becomes an intentional journey.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is so powerful. It's out there. The book is out there.
Yes.
Okay.
They're all available. in Nuria, the online store.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's the one that delivers
That's the best
across.
right now.
Yes.
I think I love that because a lot of books are available there, and you can even
always pick them up.
Yeah.
And also the bookstop or at Yaya.
Okay.
At Yaya, the bookstore that is in Yaya, the second floor. You can also get it there.
Okay,
yeah.
Great. I think people should grab those copies. I would love people to go and work with Pauline on her Ascent program or Women in Leadership or those programs. But if you can't, but actually at least go and grab that copy, because I know books are one of the best resources. I love reading books. Even for John Maxwell, I have at least 8 or 10 books. I keep on trying to read them as much as I can.
Yeah. And for me, actually, I would say my journey of learning to learn to love, to learn started from books.
Yeah.
So I started reading books from a very early age. Yeah. And so for me, that's what has enabled me to connect the dots just, get that clarity about many things in life. Yeah.
Yeah. There are so many good books out there. I think one topic that we have not talked about is the emotional intelligence, the part that you work on. So just tell us about that.
Yes. So emotional intelligence. Yeah. So I'm also a certified emotional intelligence coach.
I know.
Yeah. And I really enjoy leading with emotional intelligence. Yeah. And why emotional intelligence? Because I truly believe, so it's actually as a response of also what I saw in the workspace. So there are a lot of people and key talent that I saw in the workspace that actually ruined their careers with their own hands.
Okay.
Yeah. So somebody is highly talented, but they're actually unable to deal with relationships and even how they carry themselves in the workspace.
Okay.
And that's just basically lack of emotional intelligence.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So in the workspace, I remember there are people who are highly talented, but just that showing up, coming to work on time, meeting deadlines, following through with your own word, was almost impossible. But they are talented. We can see you're highly talented. We need you, but there are many other soft issues that you have. You understand?
Right.
So emotional intelligence for me is just how do you the intelligent use of emotions.
Okay.
Yeah, it's your intelligent use of emotions.
Okay.
Yeah. And your intelligent use of emotions, and as you interact with people, you have emotions. There's stuff happening within you. Yeah. That your body is already telling you there's a way you're reacting to a certain situation and certain people.
Correct.
Yeah. But you ignore them. You ignore those emotions that you're feeling. Yeah. And then there's also how you react to people and situations. You understand?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
But emotional intelligence starts with your own self-awareness.
Okay.
It starts with your own self-awareness. So the beauty about emotional intelligence is that you can learn it. Everybody can learn emotional intelligence. And the more you become more aware of yourself, the more you get to know what you're good at
Right.
and what you're not good at, then you start giving yourself more grace in the areas that you're not good at. You understand?
Right. Right.
As you become more aware of yourself, then guess what? You become more aware of others.
Okay.
So the more you become aware of your strengths and weaknesses, you become more aware of other people's strengths
Wow.
and other people's weaknesses. So as you're learning about yourself, you
are
become more aware of others.
unintentionally, but
Yes,
at the background.
unintentionally, but you're actually becoming more aware of other people.
Okay.
And so what happens is that you now become more empathetic about other people.
Right.
So now the things that used to irritate you about this person who doesn't even keep time, you become more empathetic about them because you're becoming
just
more
trying to
empathetic about
understanding them.
yourself.
Right.
Because now you have also realized that you're not perfect. Yeah.
Correct.
Then now you learn actually even the other people are not as good and they're not as perfect and they have their weaknesses. Do you understand? So that's the beauty about emotional intelligence.
Right.
Is that now you learn self-restraint.
Correct.
You learn how to restrain yourself. The things that used to irritate you and vex you no longer vex you. Why? Because you can see this is somebody on their own personal journey.
Yes. Yes.
And then you also on yours. You know that?
Correct.
Yeah?
Correct.
So you learn how to give each other space. You learn how to give people space.
Right.
Yeah?
Right.
And you're able to know that that's them and
That becomes
this is me.
handling that relationship much easier.
That's actually what it is. When I put it in the most basic
Simple way.
and very simple way, what emotional intelligence is. And now that is a superpower for leadership.
Right.
Because you imagine as a leader, if that's how you're going to approach everybody in your team.
Yeah.
Yeah? So what you will focus on.
You give that space to other people as well to open up and talk to you
because people now will start feeling they are being seen more.
Right. Right.
Because now they can see you appreciate their strengths, their weaknesses, you're finding a way of working around each other's weaknesses, isn't it?
Right.
Just as you expect other people to be able to give you grace, isn't it?
Correct.
So you become a more powerful leader.
Right.
Yeah? Because
that is powerful.
People
amazing.
Can now see that you actually see me. You've actually understood who I am.
Correct.
And you're actually able to give me the space to become the best that I can be. Do you understand?
Right.
So that's where now the real power of leadership stems from. Yeah? And once you start seeing that, and it connects with what I had said earlier, once you start seeing people as human beings, I can tell you, they will cross the ocean for you. They will climb the highest mountains for you.
Right. Right.
They will work until midnight and will not ask for overtime. That's how people do such things for you. Do you understand?
Right. Right.
That's how we buy loyalty.
Right.
That's how you
by actually first understanding them, understanding yourself.
Yeah.
Actually.
So people are not going to be loyal to you if you have not taken time to understand them.
Correct.
No.
Correct.
And that's the core of what leadership is.
Wow. This is great. So do you really see a trend where corporations or organizations are actually working on such trainings?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Leading with emotional intelligence, more and more organizations now are realizing. And why? Reason being is they've seen a lot of great high talent leaders, but who are very toxic and are destroying organizations.
Of course. That is
they've realized
the truth.
Yes. They've realized actually you no longer need that intelligent leader who is toxic.
Yeah.
You'd rather have that emotionally intelligent leader who can bring people together, who will be able to bring out the best out of everybody. Yeah, and you have that compounding effect of effort from everybody and from a team.
Right.
And from that, just one super talented one person. Yeah, so there's a great emphasis now on leading with emotional intelligence. Yeah, and leaders who are able to do that, they are able to influence across borders, across ages. You can be able to get anything and everything that you want from your team. And everybody is happy.
Right.
Yeah, and it's a win-win.
That's the most important part.
And the thing is, you're not doing it so that you manipulate just to gain from people.
Yeah.
But you're doing it so that
because you actually feel
everybody's needs are met in the process.
Right.
That people's personal needs are also still being met along the way.
Right.
That the organization meets its objective, but you have created a good, conducive environment for everybody to thrive.
Correct.
Yeah.
Great. That has been such a great discussion, Pauline. Thank you so much. But before we call it off for the day, what would be 3 tips that you would share with the viewers who are aspiring for their careers? What would those 3 tips they can go and start implement to see some change?
Yes. So if you truly want to grow your career, you have to own it first.
Own your career.
You gotta own your career. Yeah. So number 1 is your career is your own personal responsibility. There is nobody who's going to come
and help
and rescue you. Are we together?
Right.
Yeah. Nobody is going to rescue you. So it's your own responsibility. And what does owning your career look like? You are going to take all the necessary steps to get you to where you feel that you deserve to get to.
Right.
Yeah. And so if it means that you need to get the coaching, if you need to upskill, you will have to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The second key thing I always tell people is if you are not learning, it is guaranteed you are going to stagnate. You're going to get into atrophy. So continuous learning is not a nice to have. You will have to keep upskilling.
Correct. It's no more.
It's not a nice to have.
Yeah, nice to have.
It's not a luxury, and it's not a thing of certain people who have more money. No. I can tell you, I started my journey of upskilling myself when I was in my 20s. So even with my salary at that point, I would allocate. So it can mean go for a conference.
It's about priority.
Yes. Yeah. Go for a conference for 5,000 or 2,000 bob. At that level, you will graduate. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you have to be upskilling yourself consistently.
Correct.
The day you stop upskilling yourself, you will stagnate. It will lead you to atrophy. Why? Because times are changing consistently.
Of course.
Thinking and mindsets are changing consistently in your career. So you can imagine if you're with that you're still operating with the old thinking and the old method. Yes, you will not be able to fit in. So upskilling is not a nice to have; it is a must. Yeah,
amazing.
It's a must, and you have to consistently allocate that some money for your upskilling. So for me, my rule of thumb is at a minimum, at least I started out with 1 course every year, but I can tell you to date, I almost do 5 courses in a year.
Wow.
Yes. Because times are moving that fast.
Correct.
So you have to keep upskilling yourself. So imagine if you've not been upskilling ever, and then now you're coming against somebody who has been upskilling for 30 years. Do you think you will compare?
Correct.
So that's what you're actually competing with.
Right.
Yeah?
Right.
And so for me, that's what I realized. The people you see who are doing much greater things, it's not that they were born smart. It's just that they've just done more work.
Correct.
So the work has to be done.
Right.
Yeah? So upskilling is the second most crucial thing. And then the third thing is dream. You have to dream.
Correct.
You have to push the boundaries. Yeah? Dreaming is for free.
I love that statement. My kids, I tell them all the time, dreaming is free. Yes. Just dream that you can do this, you can achieve this.
And I'll tell you, vision boards work, guys. I'll tell you, vision boards work. And if you can, I did a vision board in 2020. And I just pasted the pictures of the things I want to achieve. And I can tell you, I'm almost achieving most of them. I woke up one day and I looked at the board and thought, oh my God.
I did that.
They are already all in action.
Wow.
You know, the power of what a vision board does is that picture actually comes and becomes ingrained in your subconscious mind.
Right.
And so guess what? So we have 2 minds. There's the conscious and subconscious brains. So it goes to your subconscious mind. And what your subconscious mind does is when you're even asleep, it's finding ways to take you to your goals.
Correct.
Yeah? So I remember there's the ideal kind of house I wanted. So I put it in a picture. That was in 2020. So I moved house and I changed my living area and did like some panel work on it without knowing that it was actually on my vision board.
Oh,
Then when I looked the other day on my vision board and I said, look,
this is
it
what
actually happened.
It has become a
without
reality.
me even knowing that I was doing it. Can you see the power of the
Yeah.
subconscious mind?
Yes.
So that's what happens. So guys, I will ask you to dream. Put your dreams pictorially
Right.
on a vision board and put it in a place where you wake up every day and you
can
see
see.
it. Pray over it, and I can tell you it will happen. will happen.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That is such a great, powerful statement.
Yeah.
That positive mindset. I think there is so much to learn from Pauline. The time is never enough. I will see if I can grab her another time.
Yes.
But I think we are done for today. But keep looking for more episodes, more leaders, and more such wonderful talks. Thank you, Pauline. I'm really, really grateful for your time.
You're most welcome.
I really appreciate.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.